You have to check in the market, you have to study the market, plan, execute, and have a eagle's eye on the business that you're doing. When if you find a woman who is really has no support, no backing, and I as a social activist want her to be financially independent, the first thing that I could take into is help her out into small monetary part, which is very necessary.
Welcome to Risk and Reward Compass, the ultimate podcast for traders, investors, and financial enthusiasts, brought to you by City Index. So today we have with us Mrs. Rupa Desai, a renowned social activist working towards women empowerment and youth. Welcome, ma'am.
Namaste.
So, can we have a small intro about you? Like, how is your journey? What are you into, and
Yes.
how did you get here?
Okay. Good morning. Well, to introduce myself, basically, I am an event organizer and a social activist working for women empowerment, the entrepreneurs. With the entrepreneurs, as a women empowerment, we are also working on the youth.
Okay.
Because youth are the future of our state, national. So we also, I am the founder of my NGO, Myra Urban Rural Development Organization, which works on these both levels. And we're working on empowering the youth and the women entrepreneurs.
Yeah. So, ma'am, when did you start investing, or do you invest like since what time are you doing it?
Okay. The word investment, prior when we started working, we didn't know. But as being a woman, a wife, a mother, then savings has been there into us. So now this savings itself is investment. So then we used to invest in small amounts, which has now turned into a big investment or into a big profit. Right now, today, if you say, yes, I started investing 1 or 2 years after I started my social activities.
Okay. And when was that? Like
That
which year?
That was around 2012.
Okay, 2012. So there were not many instruments then, so that you can invest into, or they were not very much awareness into this society. So how did you get to know about it, or how was it for you in the 2012?
At that moment of time, we knew that there are some organizations or say there are fundraising companies where you invest some amount, maybe it is into small or into a bigger part, you invest, and these are the return profits that you're going to get in these many years or these few years, or kind of.
There are some assured returns,
Assured
like
returns.
there are LIC and policies and
Yes,
everything.
they
It
were there.
started at that
So
time.
then we had started for a yearly investment, which was into a huge amount. Investing in small amounts also can be turned into huge later as profits.
Yes.
But it depends on what is your in-source income that you are having at home.
Yeah,
so, but
that's right.
Underlying word investment is very necessary throughout your life for your risk factors that come across.
So, do you manage your own finances?
Yes, right now it's me, the whole person who is managing it.
Like, since when did you start managing your own finances? Like, start from right from the beginning when you started earning?
No, not from the beginning. As I said, as a homemaker or something, it was a small part. But when it comes to business, we have to segregate things. When it comes to family and an individual part, it is a different investment. It is personal. But when you go into a business investment, this investment is very much important, because you have to have the planning. Then you have to know and check your finances, your income source, and what is your outcome. And you need to have a check on the finance health that is there. Purpose, because you come across lot of sudden investments or risk factors where you have to overcome it. So that moment of time, that investment was needed.
So we need a perfect planning and the budgeting done, so that it will be used in a different
two
manner.
to 3 years later I started working on it.
Okay. So initial days, what was your mindset when you said you are not, taking your own finances in your own hands? What was your mindset at that time? Because I just want to relate, like our audience to relate that, okay, I'm in this particular stage, so I have to get out of this stage. learning something, or
Okay.
this is necessary, that way. So what was your mindset at that time, and what made you manage your own finances?
Yeah, I'll tell you what happens when everything is running smooth. You
Mhm.
ignore things that are coming across to you,
Yeah.
the hurdles.
Mhm.
When hurdles started coming, at a point of time there was the money was shortage, and investments were not so much. So, and then the accounting was not maintained properly. When you
Yeah.
hand it over to some other person, when it is a small venture,
Yeah.
I think that is the time where the foundation starts.
Huh.
So at that moment of time, it is necessary that every rupee is to be counted,
Yeah.
because that 1 rupee is into a profit of more than into lakhs or crores or whatever, to grow
So
that
accountability
empire,
is necessary.
to grow that empire.
Mhm.
So I felt that initially I could not afford of paying someone, and I could not trust anybody to
Yeah.
work on it.
Yeah,
So I
that's
think
right.
I could better make it important of saving that small amounts, which could be led to different kind of exposures and the need where
Yeah,
I would get into it.
you can utilize it in a better way
Yes,
later.
yes.
Yeah, that's really thoughtful of you,
Hmm.
and it's good that you started at that time.
Yes.
I guess our audience would really know that, okay, how is it at the start, and how they can
Correct.
start it, and why they should start it.
Yes.
So in your journey, what are the risk management factors you have managed in your personal as well as organizational finances?
Okay, just to segregate,
Hmm.
on the personal way, it is, I would suggest everybody to invest in different kinds of modes,
Okay.
different companies. Check on the profit level that you're going to get, the percentage that you're going to get.
Comparison between,
Compare, make a study on it.
yeah.
And I segregated my investment into small amounts, big amounts, so that the small amounts that I'm getting could be used into small ventures,
Yeah.
and the big could be maybe that are going to come into
Yeah.
my lifestyle. On the organization part or on the entrepreneur part, it is that you have to have budgeting,
Yeah.
and budgeting with your income profit. The profits that are there has to be invested in such a way that you get again double the profit that is
Okay.
gained in few years, coming years.
Yeah.
So when you do this and you plan your
So
investments on
you
the,
mean revenue forecast is
yes,
made, and
made,
then
the
after the
planning
budgeting and the financial planning is done,
done.
so you invest in such a way
Yeah,
that
way,
you
so
can
that
get
you are ready for the risk factors to
yeah.
take in and overcome it.
Huh,
So
huh.
that is very necessary when it comes to an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really good. What one thing you wish the women knew about financial independence?
Well, if you feel that financial independence, the key role for this is you have to be literate
Yeah.
and exposure of being financially independent.
Yeah.
How do you be a financially independent in your life is you venture yourself into such kind of businesses where you can get good profits.
Okay.
Make a good study strategy and study the market level. Being a financial independent person is, you would be the queen of your life.
Yeah.
Make your own decisions, take up your responsibilities, be self satisfied, and this could make you grow much more better if you are financially secured.
Okay.
This is on the personal base. On the if you see on the entrepreneur's part, you have to check in the market, you have to study the market, plan, execute, and have a eagle's eye on the business that you're doing.
Okay.
So all this can come into a circle of financial independence and freedom for yourself.
Okay, so this has been your financial independence perspective of your from your end.
Yes.
But how do one start to be financially independent? Like, I'm earning,
Okay.
I'm working for a company, and I'm earning XYZ amount.
Yes.
So how do I start, or why do I have to think about it? Like, is there any kind of thing you suggest
Yes.
your entrepreneurial
Y-
sorry
yes.
to empower women? So if there are some people in your social activism journey where somebody lost their family and they're
Yes.
alone women, single women, or how do you motivate them to
Correct.
understand and take up their own finances, and how do they start? How do you
Okay.
motivate them to start?
See, it's a very hard route. When if you find a woman who is really has no support, no backing, and I, as a social activist, want her to be financially independent, the first thing that I could take into is help her out into small monetary part, which
Okay.
is very necessary for her to at least start. You just cannot start on your own, but you need someone to help you out. Then with that, you plan that strategy with her, study that person, what is the capacity of the person, and how we can help her out into being financially independent.
Okay, so you can find the skill which
Skill.
is underlying,
Yeah.
and then you can motivate them to
Yes.
pursue that skill
Yeah.
in a
Educate them into
professional
that
manner.
skill and make it a point to
Pursue it
work,
in
pursue it.
professional manner.
But to say, when we say that we acknowledge their skills
Mhm.
and then we help them out, not all will work out in today's market.
Yes, yes.
So you have to be very street smart to see that which business can go a long run,
Yeah.
less investment, more profits.
Yeah.
So we also suggest them looking into their skills, ki how they are imbibed and how we can motivate them and mold them to come to that business and go for intake of profits.
Yeah, so it's like investing lesser time but getting more yield
Yield.
out of it.
Yes.
So it's kind of, it sounds like a well planned strategy
Strategy.
you execute
Yes.
with your
Correct.
women who have with you. So it's really amazing to know about
Yes.
this. How do you separate emotions from both life and leadership roles?
When it comes to money, you have to segregate these both things, which is very important. When it feels money on the purpose of your uh, individual part or your personal part, it can be utilized through your investment only. As you said,
Like, have you taken emotional decisions?
of course, emotional decisions on money matters, I have never taken,
Okay.
because in the first ever exhibition that I started, it was on emotion based.
Okay.
But then that was my money spent without no profits, no loss. Then it struck me that not go by emotions, will be more practical enough, because you have to run the show.
If you want to give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Well, to the youth.
To the youth, I mean, to your younger self.
Okay, to my
Like
younger
me
self.
being
Oh,
50
okay,
years, if
okay, to
I'm,
my younger
yeah,
self. Fine. Um, I think the advice would be to I had to invest very at an early age,
okay,
uh, and to reach to a point of your success or growth in your business is investment. So if I would have had that brainy education more into investment, I think early age of investment is the best part for your lifestyle.
okay. Who's the first person who said, like, these kind of things to you? Like, there is something called investment. You should do it. There might be somebody who put across this word to you.
Yes, you. It comes from the house for everybody. If you go to see, it first comes from the house, and then it is of course your marketing exposure,
Okay.
the outside world. When you have these advertisements, when you have these people working into the mutual funds, into the investment organizations, so when you have these, there's a pool
And also
into.
a podcast like one we are shooting now.
Yes, as you're shooting, so these kind of exposure also will educate you more,
Yeah.
and you can be able to decide on where you have to
What is
invest.
better one for you?
Yes.
So you have worked with women's and youth. So what is the biggest money myth you have helped them to break?
I've asked them to work on first budgeting.
Okay.
Anything that you start, maybe at home or outside, it has to be, you have to have a budget,
Yeah.
a hold on your purse. Second is, you should have the track of your finance.
Okay.
Where do you lie today and where do you want to be tomorrow?
Yes.
Thirdly is planning strategically, knowing the vibes of the market level, and then counting on your profits.
Okay.
These are things that you have to learn on.
Yeah. So there is nothing like somebody come up with some advertisement they have witnessed, like it's like we are getting double the amount in so many days or something like that. Have you faced any such incident while your journey?
I have heard about it, but I have never ever acquired it.
Okay.
You never go by what advertise or what say they say. It all depends on the book and the paper that we
No, I
get.
mean any of the women or youth, have they come up to you saying there is such scheme? What should I do?
Not it to me,
Hmm.
because I feel that I don't believe into all such things. It is all people.
So they already know that.
I had an exposure of all these, and I always feel that you go to a registered company, that knowledge is there. So I said that literacy into investment, and then the financial knowledge that has to be given to women is the first part for any person to go into investment.
Yeah,
So that has to be more given an exposure
prioritized.
and prioritized, which I really knew about it.
Yeah.
So I
So you made a point to let them know that it should be done in a certain way.
yes,
Okay.
that is very important for us to
That's really
educate
great.
them. Yes.
So being a Walmart certified entrepreneur, what three lessons have you learned about money and leadership or marketing strategies?
Okay. Being a Walmart certified person, all is your first thing is your experience and knowledge of the business, that is the study. Second is money, that could be possible through investment. Third is understanding your finance health so that you are ready for the risk factors. All goes in a circle.
So, what were your early challenges with the funding and the capital, and how did you overcome it over time? Initial days, you were, backing up the women's to be empowered. So, where did you get the funding to do it? Is what I wanted to know
Okay,
exactly.
that
Or how
fund.
did you face that challenge? Like you said that initial days you started funding from your own
Yes,
pocket.
so that was my own pocket from
Yeah,
my house.
and then later on.
Later, then, since I had my exhibitions
Mhm.
where I used to give the platform for these women entrepreneurs and the youth,
Okay.
so maybe from that we used to have the rental part from the entrepreneurs, a
Okay.
very minute part. But since we are into the business of event organizers and the infrastructure is from my household person,
Okay.
so I need not pay for that infrastructure.
Okay.
So these whatever I used to get was my little profit, which I used to again use it for the next platform.
Okay.
So at that
So
moment
again,
of
it's
time,
like your it's from your own pocket, right? You
yes,
used to earn from some exhibition,
yes,
so it's your own money,
yes,
and you
but
used to spend it for the welfare
yeah,
of.
but not all were being charged. We used to help a lot of women entrepreneurs, as I said, with as a start up company kind of,
Hmm.
not a bigger section, but at least to come to the platform, expose herself, make small earnings at least to take back home.
Okay.
So those were again given on free
So these are the
basis
small steps you took
steps.
to
So
empower them.
small steps have grown up, which then we started into profit level.
Okay.
We did not look back for anybody to give us, or I use my pocket money. Then we started making a good move, and this is how we started. And we started investing a little bit, and that investment was used as for the next venture what we are starting up. So
It's
it's a circle and
yeah,
journey.
yeah, yeah. It's really good to know about your journey,
Yes.
and it's very interesting to know about how did you go about with the women entrepreneurship, and also empowering the women and the
Yes.
youth. So it's so good to have you here,
Yes.
ma'am, and thank you so much for being with us and sharing your insights with our audience. I am definitely, I think the audience will gain from your knowledge and your experience and utilize it to the utmost.
Yes. Just to finish up, I want to tell people that be a go getter.
Yeah.
All the entrepreneurs who are there listening to us and hearing us, the youth, stand on your own feet, have a business mind, and face the risk factors that are coming across. Unless you take a risk, you don't go for any business.
Yeah.
So it was a great opportunity for me too to be on this dais and giving me an opportunity to be exposure for themselves and for us also. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yes, thank you.